Governor Tim Walz last week announced the expansion of eligibility for the COVID vaccine once 70% of Minnesota seniors are vaccinated. But Republicans say the governor is not prioritizing seniors enough. Republican Senator Karin Housley is the chair of the Senate Committee on Aging. I spoke to her earlier this morning. And joining us right now is Senator Karin Housley. Senator, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, guys.
All right. The governor announced new priorities for the vaccine. He says that he wants to get 70% of seniors done by the end of March and then expand the categories. You have concerns about that.
Absolutely. We all have known since the beginning that those most at risk are our seniors. Almost 90% of those who have lost their life to COVID have been our seniors aged 65 and older. So we have to get the vaccine to these folks first. And what they have been doing all along since we've had the vaccine December 23rd, they're competing with all of these other sectors and having to drive all across the state or try a website or an app to try and sign up to get the vaccine. And our seniors have been forgotten. So it's really disheartening that he's now going to open it up even further. Why not start vaccinating everybody else when 100% of our seniors who want the vaccine can get it?
All right. And some other states are doing it this way. Connecticut actually doing it by age. They're actually going to be able to expand it to ages 55 to 64 starting on March 1st. But earlier in our show, we had a young teacher who looked very healthy, Reggie Gandy, who teaches in the Minneapolis Public Schools, getting a vaccine, and he was really grateful to get it. What do you say about that? Because that's a big deal, getting those kids back in school.
It is a big deal, but this is a matter of life and death to these seniors. When we know that you have a high risk of losing your life if you get COVID when you're over the age of 65 and even 50 years old. So to vaccinate younger, healthier workers that are non-patient facing, even in our healthcare system, I thought it was very important to get those vaccinated. When you have people who are working in the accounting from home, the younger, healthier, getting the vaccine ahead of your parent or your grandmother who have been sitting there locked up for a whole year just waiting for this vaccine so they can get out and return to somewhat of normalcy. So it's really disappointing, and the Commissioner of the Department of Health and Governor Walz and I agree to disagree on this, because I think getting our vaccines to our seniors that want them first is the most important, because again, it's a matter of life and death to these folks.
Okay. No one was more sort of out front in talking about concerns about long-term care facilities and COVID than you were. You're the chair of the Senate Committee on Aging. Now that you've had a few months, now that the nursing homes are thankfully opening up again, what are some of your thoughts about what we need to do to make sure this never happens again?
Well, again, we passed that assisted living licensure this last year, the landmark legislation that I got passed. But we have to continue to prioritize our seniors, and I think through this whole COVID, they have not been on your show before. Back in March and April and May, they didn't get prioritization when it came to testing either. So they've kind of been left behind. So to be their voice at the Capitol and fight for their needs and making sure that they are at the top of the list, not forgotten and put away and locked up in a facility, they deserve much better, our seniors do. So we do have to get all of our seniors both vaccines, 100% of them that want them, to make sure we can get not just our senior living facilities, but also those who are living in their own home to be able to get back to some sort of normalcy.
So the governor's threshold of 70% is not enough for Senator Housley?
Absolutely, it is not enough. I'm so happy that he listened to me and our committee to at least give us a plan, like what are you going to do? How are you going to get these seniors vaccinated? But 70% is not enough. What about the other 30? And you can ask any senior out there how it has been for them to sign up and get this vaccine, and it has not been easy. If they haven't had somebody advocate for them or help them to navigate the web or drive them to Pipestone through a snowstorm, it has not been easy. So get 100% of our seniors that want the vaccine, get it to them first, and then you can get it to everybody else.
And Senator Housley, I've got to ask you, your name is being floated out there as a possible Republican gubernatorial candidate in 2022. Are you going to be running?
I'm totally focused on our seniors right now and getting things done at the Capitol with the latest budget forecast. It's time for Minnesotans to get some tax relief. So I'm 100% focused on session right now. We'll see what happens when May comes around.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Senator Karin Housley, for your time this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.